Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your week of October 11th, 2021 General Tarot reading. The card's flipping in the deck already. That's a good sign, I think, anyway. But thank you for being here. We're going to look at your energies coming into the week, some challenges you might be facing, as well as some actions or outcomes potentially for you in the future as well. Hopefully this will all be resonating with you. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. We're going to do clarifiers for all those cards as well and tie everything off with an oracle card. And we got a pop out for you. So I said that cards are talkative tonight, apparently. And we'll take those two as well. So thank you so much for being here, Aries. And let's just, your reading wants to start now. So let's go. So we got the Judgment card, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands is how you're coming in right now. So you recently probably really committed to something. Perhaps you've committed to this Queen of Pentacles, which is interesting because we have the Four of Wands here, which represents marriage. So that's potentially for you. Maybe you're deciding to pop the question, or or someone's proposed to you and you've committed to them. Possibly Queen of Pentacles. A Queen of Pentacles. Don't worry if the person you're asking to marry you. You're asking to marry you, or is asking you to marry them, is the opposite gender. It's just energy, right? This is just a person who's very nurturing when it comes to your physical well-being, your material world, your finances, and things like that. They very much want to make sure that's all in a good place. So, someone that sounds like a really awesome person to me. So possibly that's what's happening here. Someone proposing to you and you've agreed, or you've proposed to someone else and they've also agreed. So that's fantastic. If marriage isn't on your mind or anything like that, it's also just saying maybe you've made some sort of commitment here to happiness for yourself here. Maybe you are the Queen of Pentacles coming in, very nurturing, very caring when it comes to not just your own physical well-being and financial well-being and such, but other people's, like your friends, your family, things like that. So that's awesome. And just the Four of Wands can also represent happiness, right? Just happiness and celebration. So maybe you're just committing to that, committing to your own happiness and stuff, which is great, because I feel like a lot of us, we either end up in one of two ways. Unfortunately, for a vast majority of us, I feel like we self-sacrifice and put others ahead of ourselves, or we go the opposite route and we become very selfish. I feel like this is more a good energy where you're committing to just happiness in general. And we got more pop-out cards for you. The King of Pentacles here. Interesting. So let's look at the rest of your challenges here. Like I say, I feel like sometimes people don't strike that balance, right? They're just a little too committed either to themselves or to other people, right? So let's get your last little clarifier here. We got the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Fool. All right. So, very much looks like marriage here. Again, it's a general reading, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that. We got the King of Pentacles here, and the King and Queen of Pentacles represent divine counterparts whenever the King and Queen of the same suit come up in a reading. So again, this might be, like I said, a marriage for yourself, especially where we got the Fool here. That's kind of starting a new journey, right? Starting up a new marriage and things like that. And we also got the Hierophant, who can be a religious type person, perhaps like a preacher or a priest or somebody who would, commence with the ceremony here. Very interesting. The Hierophant can also represent someone who's like a professor, a teacher, someone like that. It's also Taurus's card, so you may be dealing with a Taurus. That might be who this is. Or maybe you have Taurus in your chart. Either way, let me know down in the comments below if that's the case. But yeah, we got the King of Pentacles here. Very mature, much like the Queen. Both very mature. But the King is more focused on maintaining and building and growing his abundance here. Very much concerned with, he has things set, like budgets and diets and things like that, and schedules and what have you here. So someone who's very, I don't want to say predictable, but they well maintained, maybe is the word I want to say here. Just someone like that who is very much in that kind of a mode and continues to maintain that mode, and that kind of thing is important to them, right? And if you're committing to this person, like we're talking about marriage here, and with the Fool starting a new journey, marriage is a new journey, right? It's a new step in a relationship here. Very interesting. Where this is kind of in your challenge position, this could kind of mean that you might have some worries about, you might have some second doubts, right, with this person. I feel like you've committed, obviously, with the Judgment card. Judgment represents a commitment to something, right? You've kind of made the final decision on it. So I feel like you've maybe committed to this person. Now you're it's kind of one of those things, like it's where, like, you know, do you love pizza, right? Like, yeah, I love pizza. It's like, okay, but now you can only ever eat pizza for the rest of your life. And you're like, oh, but now there's all this other stuff I'm missing out on, right? You might have those kind of second thoughts. Like, you might be a little hesitant to start this thing up. Might be a little hesitant to stick with this person. Might be a little hesitant, you might have some concerns about, like, the church and things like that. Like, where are we going to get married? Things along those lines, right? I just feel like here, that's just kind of you getting up in your own head, right? I feel like this is, like, we got the King and Queen of Pentacles here. They're divine counterparts, as I said. Like, I feel like there's nothing to worry about. This is just more of kind of you have to kind of get comfortable with the idea that, like, like, this is it, right? Like, I've committed, right? The idea of commitment. So, interesting. So we'll look at your possible outcomes and solutions here for you, Aries. So let's take a look at that. I feel like things are going to go good, though, here. Got the Justice card here with a Libra coming, and I like that. 3 of Wands as well, and that's a good one. And we got the 5 of Wands. A little bit of conflict here, but it can be self-improvement as well. So we got Justice. That is Libra's card. Might be dealing with a Libra, might have Libra in your chart. If so, let me know down below. But the Justice card represents being fair, being balanced, right? Which is kind of what the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles want. They want to be fair and balanced. They want things to be well taken care of, especially when it comes to their material world and such. But I feel like that kind of harmony, when you have, like, when you're healthy and wealthy, it kind of, like, spreads to everything else, right? You can kind of enjoy yourself and, you know, enjoy your time and stuff, right? So I feel like with the Justice card here, I feel like this balance will be good for you. 3 of Wands rather represents, you know, your ships coming in, right? Your rewards coming into you. So I feel like, yeah, just good things are coming to you here as long as you continue in that, like, balanced way with this person. 5 of Wands can represent conflicts. I did mention that, but here I see it more as self-improvements. You could look at these people as fighting each other, but you could also look at them as training together to improve themselves. So I feel like this marriage, or whatever it might be, is a big improvement for you. If I have been talking about marriage and such throughout this, because I very much am getting that riff from this, like, I'm getting that vibe. But this could also just be, like, you're committed to something and you're just kind of worried about, like, starting it up, if you're going to be able to maintain stability and things like that. But I feel like this is going to lead you into a good spot as long as you nurture your abundance and nurture yourself and nurture your physical material world. This new start here is going to be good for you. So I'm digging that. It's awesome. So let's get into your clarifiers, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. If you want, you can stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to tie everything off with an oracle card here. Hopefully this clarifiers will help you out, but thank you again for being here, Aries. And oh my lord, cards are, I told you, cards flipping and popping and stuff. It always sounds good to me, right? So thank you again for being here, and let's clarify your energy this week, all right? We got the Knight of Pentacles. We got Zowoldo. I like that. And we've got the 3 of Wands again. All right, so that's awesome. Okay, so when a card repeats like that, like the 3 of Wands, it's sort of like pay attention. Like, pay attention. This is a strong sort of message coming through here. Well, like I mentioned, like, your ships are coming in here. It's kind of, this is more of like you're waiting for your ships to come in. And sort of you're like hoping they're coming here. But this is like they've actually come in here at the end. So I like that. We got Zowoldo, the world here, represents the big end of a cycle, right? After judgment is the world, like the end of something. You've committed to it and now something's ending. So I feel like this is the end of, you being, you're not single, obviously, if you're looking for marriage here, but the end of, potentially, not being committed to someone, right? Not having, someone to spend the rest of your life with, that kind of thing. So I like that. That's awesome. If you're also in sort of a looking for happiness and stuff, again, it's just kind of that commitment. Like, you're like, all right, this is the end of me putting others first. I'm going to focus on myself now. So I like that. The Knight of Pentacles here as well, just representing that this might be a little slower going. Like, this might be a long time coming for your ships to come in, as the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So this might be a case where you might be getting engaged or something, and then, you know, it's like you might not get, actually the wedding might not be for like a year or more or something like that. Like it might just take longer than you thought it would. Or if you're not looking for marriage and such, it just represents like this commitment to happiness. It's gonna be gradual, right? It's not gonna be instantaneous. So I like that. That's awesome. Let's clarify your challenges here. See what's going on. All right. So let's take a look. We've got the Four of Swords here. So yeah, you're just, you know, with the Four of Swords, it's about solitude. As well as recovery and such like that. So I feel like, especially if this is a marriage reading for you, could be just you're worried you're not going to be able to go on your own anymore. Queen of Wands, yeah, maybe. Oh, geez. We'll get to the Queen of Wands in just a second. And we got the Eight of Pentacles as well. All right. So you're worried with the Eight of Pentacles. It might be a little bit of a concern that this might be, whether this is a marriage or like this commitment to your happiness. It might feel like, with the Eight of Pentacles, it might be a little bit too much work for you, but I don't think that's going to be the case, right? Like I mentioned, you two feel like our divine counterparts here. With the Four of Swords, yeah, again, like I mentioned, you might be just afraid you're not ever going to be, you know, having, you know, you like being alone or being single or anything like that. You're worried like, oh, I'm going to miss out. Like this might be a case where you maybe had a very limited dating time, you know, maybe you only dated a few people or even just one before this person, or maybe this is the only person you ever dated and now you're getting hitched and it's like, oh, I haven't done all, you know, these things, right? You haven't experimented and, you know, had all those experiences in the dating world. You know, yeah, that just might be a concern for you. Queen of Wands here as well. Just could represent like I was kind of laughing about that, was like the Queen of Wands is the most sensual the most sensual card in the deck, and that might be like a thing where it's like you might be concerned that this person or yourself might not be as attractive as years go by, as you're just committed to each other, and you know you get that you get that worry that it's like, oh, you know, you're not going to find me attractive after all, or you don't have to like maintain like your health and stuff as much because it's like, well, we're locked down with each other now. You committed to me, right? Which I don't feel like that's the thing where this person is either the King or Queen of Pentacles. Like I feel like they're very committed to like that kind of stuff. So I don't feel like there's ever going to be where like they'll just like, oh, well, I don't have to impress anyone anymore, right? That kind of a thing. So don't feel like that's any concern for you. If this is like your commitment to happiness, right? It's gonna take some time. Like really, maybe you've been maybe this is something where you kind of have a lot of stuff to work through in order to find your happiness. Maybe some trauma or just some negative feelings and thoughts in your mind that you're going to have to work through. So that might be a challenge for you. Again, a lot of work here too with the Eight of Pentacles. You know, this is more of a healing. This is more putting the work in to make sure you are maintaining your happiness, because it is tough. And with the Queen of Wands here, maybe this is something to do with your like appearance, right? You know, maybe you don't feel like you're as good looking as maybe, you know, someone else, or you might not feel like you're all that attractive at this time, or you're not all that confident either. It's just stuff you're gonna have to work on here. So let's take a look at your outcome position here. See what we got for you, Aries. All right, so we've got Knight of Wands here. So yeah, I feel like this is just going to be what you guys want, going after it. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys are going to be able to maintain this, maintain your happiness, maintain your relationship. And Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's going to be hard work, but you are going to be committed to having that big harvest, having that big like 10 of Pentacles, having that, like you're committed to that kind of work here. So yeah, I like this. This is awesome. Like I don't like, there's a fear of like, maybe there's a fear here with you, like things getting stale if this is a marriage, or, you know, the work maybe being too hard if this is something else, like you're committing yourself to happiness. But here it's just saying like you can do this. Like you want to put the work in, you want to maintain like your happiness and stuff. You want to maintain this relationship, and I feel like you're going to, and I feel like you're going to pursue what you want. The Knight of Wands is the second fastest moving knight in the deck, and very much pursues what he's what he wants. Like, he very much goes after what he wants. Maybe not in the way that the King of Wands would, where the King of Wands would just, like, I'm getting this. You know, the Knight of Wands may not be as super committed as they are, but I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles here and the Two of Pentacles backing you up, that's just very much more of that same thing, more of that commitment. So I'm digging that. So let's tie this all off with the Oracle card here, just to tie everything off. Hope this has been resonating with you, Aries. Hope this has been helping you out, but let's see what we got for you here, all right? We got the Parrot Spirit. Watch your words. Yeah, just with that, watch your words. Not just the words that you're actively saying, but the words that are being said to you in your mind, right? Like, be careful of that. Be careful that you really, you know, because sometimes, like, what can happen is, like, where we were talking about these kind of doubts about the situation and stuff, that kind of like initial seed that you put in your mind, if you keep feeding it and you keep feeding it with more negative words and negative thoughts and negative feelings, it's going to grow and grow and grow until you're like, no, I want out. And then, like, you might ruin this divine counterpart situation, right? Or with yourself, you might just, if this is happiness you're pursuing, it can be a thing where you just, you know, grow that negativity that you've been trying to get away from. And then it takes over and you're right back to where you were before this, right? And it'll feel like all was for naught, but it's just because you're not treating yourself with enough positivity, enough respect, right? So that's what I got for you, Aries. Hope this has helped you out. Hope this has resonated. You can hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign videos too. Thank you again for being here, Aries, and I will see you after this video.